welcome back. I am Ashley Turner, helping you live a happy and healthy life with practical tools for your mind, body, and spirit. Today we are talking about the beauty of darkness. The beauty of darkness refers to our shadow, and this is a concept that Carl Jung came up with in Jungian psychology. The shadow is that part of ourself that we don't want to look at. So literally when you have a shadow, it's what you can't see, what you're always trying to turn around and see, but you never can quite get head on and eye to eye with it. So the shadow is a very slippery aspect of who we are. It's any qualities that we deem unattractive or that we push away. One of my greatest teachers, Mona Miller, a therapist and spiritual teacher, would always say how the spiritual community really is not in touch with their shadow. And I do see this a lot in the yoga community, in New Age, self-help. The emphasis is on all of the positive of, getting better, of being happier, of how we can move up and out of our circumstance. And this is great, and I love positive psychology. I'm a huge proponent of it, and yoga and self-help. But I really want to encourage you to take the time and the space to not pathologize those aspects of yourself that are troubling to you or those qualities within you that you deem negative, to instead recognize the beauty of the darkness. Recognize the beauty of those parts of yourself that maybe you haven't yet reconciled. So here's a few steps to help you get in touch with your shadow. The first way to know what your shadow is to look at what it is you tend to criticize in other people. What qualities do you tend to criticize or gossip about? That's going to tell you exactly what your shadow is. Some of us, they're not necessarily bad qualities. It might be being an overachiever or hiding behind a very happy, friendly, positive face. And that might be a false self that we're projecting to the world instead of a deeper authenticity and integrity. So look at what you criticize in other people and then flip it back around and see and own where it lives within yourself. So a great way to do this is to write a fuck you letter. A fuck you letter is a letter that you write to someone that you're angry at, that you're holding resentments, or someone that really pisses you off, or that just gets under your skin. Maybe it's someone that you're jealous of. And write out a letter, fuck you for this, fuck you for that, for this, for that. And then go back, cross out their name and write in your name. So it would be, Dear Ashley, F you for being so ambitious and overachieving and self-serving and whatever it is, narcissistic. So you start to look at where those qualities live within yourself and how they're showing up. Sometimes it might be a lot more subtle, but they're in there somewhere. Once you start to own and release your judgment around those qualities, which is the second step, releasing your judgment for yourself having those qualities. Practicing radical self-forgiveness. Allowing yourself to be human, allowing yourself to run the full spectrum of human emotions, having weaknesses, having faults. It lets yourself off the hook. You start to let other people off the hook. You develop compassion. And then lastly, great self-care. Really nurture yourself as you're beginning to dive into this process of looking at your shadow and really owning it, processing these emotions through you. One of the things we're taught ethically to say in therapy is that, or any kind of deep inner work, is that oftentimes it gets harder before it gets easier. It gets more difficult before it gets better. And that's because you're churning up all of this shadow material, this unprocessed, unconscious material that maybe you haven't looked at, that you've been pushing away, that you've been trying to avert, and bringing it up, taking it on, owning it, really praying and honoring the beauty in your darkness. You can transmute this energy and it can become the greatest creative energy that you own. Learning how to turn it into passion, learning how to turn it into a useful fusion that's going to propel you forward. Rumi has a beautiful quote, which is, "The wound is the place where the light comes in." So our shadow, those wounds that we have, is also the place where we have the most opportunity to crack open and to feel deep unconditional love and compassion. Thank you so much for watching. Please head over to the blog ashleyturner.org And leave in the comments below a couple of shadow qualities that you carry that you're not proud of, that you tend to hide, that you want to get rid of. What are your shadow qualities? Use it as an opportunity in this forum to open up, be more authentic, come clean. If you're inspired, please share this, like this, tweet it, Facebook it, and we will see you next week. Namaste.